Good afternoon, Democrats. Today is the 26th day of January, 2023, and I'm glad that you are here. Happy Thursday. Well, our chair has been delayed. It was in a meeting that ran long. I expect that she may be jumping in at any moment, but you'll forgive me if I take this opportunity to spend a few minutes with you. Always a pleasure to see you during the week like this. So I'm glad that you tuned in today. Want to focus things today specifically on some of the things that are happening right here in Oklahoma City, particularly right now, because as you know, the legislature is gearing up to be in session. They were all called in to hear the superintendent of public instruction's budget, which he provided. And as Alicia told you yesterday, it was not a budget. It was just a regurgitation saying, oh, no, I don't have it. I'll be back with that to you later. So with that, I see that Alicia has finished her meeting and she's just jumping in. So thank you for letting me kick things off. And here's Alicia. Hi, Alicia.
Hi, Scott. Thank you so very much. So he was talking about superintendent of public instruction. That's what I was going to talk about. So he rolled out his budget. Well, before I talk about that, first, let me talk about this. I have a philosophy in life that says I believe a man's actions over his words every day of the week. And Superintendent Walters has proven that axiom. While he was running, from the many rants in his cars, he talked about how he was going to join the governor and they were going to raise teacher pay and to six figures. There was going to be six-figure teacher pay. So today he rolled out his budget and there was a comparison to Superintendent Hoffmeister's budget, and he slashed the amount of money built in for teacher raises by half. So he said one thing to get elected. And then when he had an opportunity to act, his first opportunity to act, he's doing something completely different. Elections have consequences, folks. We have to vote for more than the letter in front of the name. We have to vote for more than the rhetoric. We have to listen to what it is that they're saying and watch what they're doing. Superintendent Walters gave us plenty of evidence that this is how he was going to do the job. He gave us plenty of evidence that he was going to keep talking about rhetoric and culture war issues and all that kind of stuff and never actually get down to learning the job, getting the skills for the job, and doing the job. So he presented a budget today where there was money built in for teacher raises. He cut that in half. All at the same time while he's talking about how much money has the school district spent on DEI. Stop looking for boogeymen and do the job. Figure out a way to fund public education. That's the job you have. Fund public education and make sure that there's some quality left. That's the job. Going and looking for DEI and deciding who uses what bathroom and what religion teachers are, that's all noise. Fund public education and make sure there's some quality. That's the job. Superintendent of public instruction. That's the job. All of this voucher nonsense and all of this, do the job. Now, if people in Enid need any reason to be a little bit more conscious and realize that consequences have actions, you don't have anywhere further to look than Superintendent Walters. I talked about it yesterday, and I'll talk about it again today. The Blevins is saying one thing. He's a pastor and he's Christian and blah, blah, blah. He's saying one thing, but his past actions and the actions of his spokesman are what we have to watch. So he's out there talking about being a Christian, while at the same time, he's the same guy who hasn't denied being at the Charlottesville riot, who hasn't denied or being the Oklahoma organizer of all of that activity. Why am I bringing this up 2 days in a row? Because if we don't talk about it, people will just go between the cardboard and they'll color in a dot based on voters registration. We need to be looking at what people stand for. Just because they may share the same registration as you hopefully does not mean that all these people represent what you believe and who you want in power. We should not elect someone who has demonstrated racist behavior into a city council. No matter how big the town is, how small the town is, we can't have them taking over what is Oklahoma, what is our state. We have to pay attention, not just to what people say while they're campaigning, but what their actions are. Superintendent Walters couldn't spell superintendent when he was running. He was chasing all of these other things that had nothing to do with education. He showed us how he was going to be. So I'm going to ask you to extrapolate and look at people who are running for city council and school board and the municipal races that are going to be on the ballot on February 14th. Look at how they act along with what they say, and then vote your conscience. Elections have consequences. Superintendent of Public Instruction is a 4-year term. A 4-year term. Walters is just getting started. Let's look at all the races. We have a chance. We can't right in this moment do anything about that, but what we can do something about are the races that are on the ballot on February 14th. And we can also hold the people who hold office right now, be it superintendent of public instruction or our governor or your city councilor. We can hold them accountable by paying attention and letting them know that we're paying attention. It's a little bit scary. So it's concerning. All righty, pay attention. And I'll be back here tomorrow at 4:15. You guys have a great one.